Yeah, I still have the files anyway, so it's fine. Well, yeah, of course I do. Otherwise, how would I be able to watch it?
You're just watching them like you've conjured them out of the ether.
Now I'm predicting how you're watching the videos and basing my commentary on what you say.
Yeah, that's why you don't know what's happening.
Exactly.
So now that we've killed the Frog Queen there and traveled a little bit more.
Yeah, we've been hopping in and out of the past.
We're just like reality warping here. Just like at random.
Yeah. I think we're in the past, and yes. So it turns out the Arrock village was much bigger than it is currently, because now we're exploring parts of the city which doesn't exist anymore, because this is all just caverns now.
I'm not sure if I've missed the context for how and why we're swapping between times here. Like I know that we're using these like those little like pillar things to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure like.
I also don't know how we're doing this. But that to be fair, that is the concept of time travel as a whole. It's like how is this happening?
But like, why are we? Do you have to travel through this in like the past section?
Well, yeah. You have to first off progress through the level.
Hmm.
I think it's because now that the queen has died, we need to do something involving her in the past, because we can't do it now. At least that's my guess. I know one of the more common reasons you travel back in time is to assassinate someone, or to retrieve an item.
And we're not assassins, strictly speaking.
No, we're not.
So
at least not anymore. I mean, we were trying to kill the king at the beginning of the game.
And we didn't actually do a good job of that.
No, we didn't. No, Evelyn beat us to the punch. But it's like, we're gonna take our payment anyway. I mean, it's not like that would have made a difference.
We had one job and we couldn't even do that.
Well, it depends how the job was worded. if the job description was, you have to kill this person, then quest failed. But if the job said this person needs to die, then quest complete.
That sword was a strict upgrade. Why?
Oh no! At the moment, I'm like, I found gold ore as a miscellaneous item, and I'm exchanging them for weapons and armor.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We already have the sword though. It's just an upgrade over what we're already using. Why wouldn't you equip it?
Because there's a limited amount of gold ore I have, and you don't have to get one of each. Let's say I could just get 2 helmets or stuff like that. So I got one of each just to see what they're like. And then I was thinking, maybe, bear with me, one or more of these items might be a bad trade, and I might instead prefer 2 of another item.
This seems like something you could have
Cut out?
Or at least edited down a little bit. I mean...
Well, it was very hard, okay, determining what to cut out and what what not to in a JRPG. All right. I don't know if you realize this, but a lot of JRPG is filler.
I think. And now you're not even. Oh man, man. This is. And look, you have 109,000 gold.
I think that was after grinding.
You haven't bought like anything this entire game.
This is one of my favorite things about this LP right now. It's you getting annoyed at how I play, because
man,
because before this is something that I would do to you.
I mean, at least in Dark Souls, like, you don't really have anything to buy most of the time. So, like, it doesn't matter that you're not buying healing items or a better sword or whatever, because all that stuff is just in the game world.
Oh. I'm managing. I haven't... I'm still progressing through this game. This game isn't too difficult.
Go ahead and sleep.
Yeah, exactly. You know, why buy items when I could just sleep for free?
Holy crap, are you actually gonna... You're not gonna actually buy it, are you?
Take your bets.
You can afford 99 of them with plenty left over, but... Oh, you can't afford 99 revives, though.
No, not revives.
Which, of course, means that we can't buy any revives.
99 or 0, pick one.
The world is quite hostile right now. So we got a bunch of
refugees get here.
Yeah, we got a bunch of refugees here in the Eric village.
I think this was around the time where things are screwed right now, but I think it was worse.
Well, it said
in the past.
It said earlier that we're right in the middle of the war between the Arok and the Ser.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you were looking at that sword that you didn't equip and then reloaded the game, so now you don't have it anymore. The item description said it was forged in the middle of their war. So I presume that's the time that we're in right now, and is probably why all these refugees are here.
Well, you know, the nature of the vast majority of JRPG equipment, it's all really just stat upgrades.
I mean, yeah, but stat upgrades are good.
But they're not super important, at least right now. I'm managing.
Why did you sleep again?
Because when you sleep, it only recovers your active party.
You sure about that?
Yes, I am 100% sure about that. Yeah, that's one of the, by the time you have more than 3 party members, there are just some quality of life stuff that, is annoying. Like, I can't even, equip stuff or, see the status of my inactive party. They have to be in my active party for me to do all that stuff, so...
yeah.
That's I assume that's a limitation of RPG Maker.
Well, there are a lot of JRPGs in particular that do that sort of thing. Like,
yeah, I'm playing Valkyrie Profile right now and it doesn't do that.
Yeah. Most of the most of the Final Fantasy games do that. Like,
right. I know, but by now, there are just certain quality of life stuff that you expect to have. I forgive it in Valkyrie Profile because that game was out, in the PS1 era. But I assume that's the case here because RPG Maker can't.
Final Fantasy 13.
Oh, you couldn't do that then?
No. due to the way that Final Fantasy 13 works, you only ever have, like, practically until the end of the game, you're only ever following, like, 2 or 3 characters at a time. So...
Oh, yeah.
So the party is always only those 2 or 3 characters at a time.
So that helps you. It doesn't really... It's not a massive problem until the end of the game.
I can't say this for certain because I haven't actually gotten that far in the game myself. But I think that once you do get to the point where you have, like, the full party all together, I think it still does let you, like, look at every party member regardless of who's in your active party. So
can you look at your party members even if you're not following their storyline?
No.
Okay.
That's the thing. Is like when you're in a part of the story that's following, like, Lightning and Hope, or Lightning and Saz or whoever, like, you can't look at the status or equipment or whatever for, like, Snow or Vanille or Fang.
How does the branching paths work? Is it one after another, or can you, like, actively switch in between the storylines?
No, it progresses linearly along the narrative.
So it's like every hour or so, it's like a different, or every few hours, the story moves on to the next cast of characters.
Yeah, it swaps between them based on where you are in the story.
Does the game have an equipment system?
Yeah. It's
okay.
It's one of the weirder Final Fantasy games in that regard, but it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay. And depending on who's in your current party, then you can then you can give certain party members a piece of equipment. But if they're not in your active party, then you can't do that. And,
like, leveling up and stuff like that. Because
okay, so what happens to the items that are currently not equipped by anyone? Like, where is that?
Well, you have a general, like, item inventory that just is universal as far as
you just can't give it to the party members who aren't present.
As far as I can remember, at least, like, your inventory is universal. So, but yeah, that means that it's
FF13 does this to you.
Yeah. Because part of it too is, like, the places that you buy equipment from, like, all of the shops in the game are just part of the save points in the game, which ties into, like, what I was talking about in one of the earlier episodes here about, like, why Final Fantasy 13 feels so strange as a Final Fantasy game. Because in every other Final Fantasy game, there are areas of the game that are predetermined, like towns where you have merchants and you know, there's shops. But in Final Fantasy 13, there are no merchants.
What about 13.2 and 13.3?
I think that they switched it up so that you because they have, like, they have NPCs.
I think by the time FF13 came around, it did have a town of some sort.
No, 13.1. Like I said earlier, like, one of the biggest differences in Final Fantasy 13 as compared to, like, even compared to its sequels and compared to all of the other Final Fantasy games is, like, the only interaction that you have with major settlements is seeing the characters in cutscenes. Like, you don't visit settlements yourself. You don't explore any towns. You don't interact with NPCs. It's just you see them in a settlement in a cutscene, and then you move on to the next like connection area between cutscenes, basically.
And talking about Final Hallway 13.
Yeah,
it's making my head hurt.
It's yeah.
And this is why everyone loves Lightning. The most popular video game female character of all time.
She's not even an awful character. Like, she's just not particularly exciting.
Destiny is destiny.
But she's not a bad character. And most of the characters in Final Fantasy 13 are fine. Hope
I know people like Zaz the most.
Yeah, Hope is probably the worst one. Then
I've heard more worse things about Hope than all the others.
Yeah, it's like Hope and Vanille are basically the bottom of the barrel, and Vanille just kind of depends on how you personally.
I know people like Fang.
Yeah, Fang is good. Saz is good. Snow is. I don't like Snow, but some people do.
I know it's due to like him being like a bit of a jock that people don't like him.
He's just a. And then Lightning's fine. Like, there aren't any particular big issues with Lightning. Like, honestly, the biggest thing about Lightning is just that she's very similar to the internet's perception of Cloud.
Yeah.
You know.
Even in FF13-3, where she got a Cloud outfit.
Yeah, it's like, Square Enix.
That's appropriate.
Square Enix knew, like,
was that because FF13-3 got job system, but like only for Lightning? I'm unfamiliar. I'm unfamiliar with the game. I just know that she got like a ton of outfits.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, what's this?
Oh,
hello. That's a heck of an enemy. Jeez.
It's a shame this game doesn't really have proper battle music.
Boss battle music, yeah.
Boss battle music. Or even mini boss.
You'd think that'd be playing right about now.
Well, the one boss that we got so far did have unique music.
I think that in Final Fantasy 13 3, the only real playable character is Lightning.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's sort of a job system. It works very similarly to the dress spheres in Final Fantasy X-2.
Okay.
Which were, for all intents and purposes, were just a different kind of version of the job system.
Wait, was it actually called dress spheres?
Yes.
That's awesome.
That is literally what they were called. Because that's how they worked in the universe.
Girls. They like to dress up, right?
Well,
because they're girls.
Yes, but to be fair, the entire system in Final Fantasy X in the first place, like, everything was based around spheres. So, like, all of...
Well, I get the sphere part.
Well, yeah. The dress sphere thing was because, like, they're using the same... They're using the same sort of spheres that kind of pervaded the entire game in the first place, and they're using them to change... Like, they're using them to change their appearances and abilities.
I'd actually prefer it if they were just called outfits. Like, just call it what it is.
It's because it was an early 2000s JRPG.
And was the only one at the time with an entire female party.
Probably was, really.
Yeah.
But,
like, discounting, ambiguous party members, like FF1 didn't have set characters. So disregarding those, then yeah, I'd say so.
Well, in the early 2000s, Final Fantasy X-2 was probably like the only, like at the time, there were probably not any contemporary JRPGs that had full female casts. Like,
yeah,
but
how different.
But yeah, the
pioneers. The pioneers, those Square Enixes.
The combat system in 13, like in Lightning Returns, is kind of that same system.
But with one character.
But with one character instead of 3.
You love it. Like, everyone loves Lightning. That's why we got 3 games of her.
She's not even one of the main playable characters in the second one.
I know, but I think the main problem is that no one really likes Lightning as much as Square Enix would like you to like her. Because, like, you know, why is this the only Final Fantasy, at least to my knowledge, that had 2 sequels? You know. Well, unless FF7, you know, you count all the spin-offs.
Yeah, it depends on how you count the spin-offs and whatnot.
Okay, well, it would be like having the spin-off Star Cloud. It's like, you love Cloud, right? You love him.
Depending on how you classify it, I think at least 2 of them did.
Which ones?
They weren't. There was a mobile game.
That mobile games don't count.
I mean, yeah, technically speaking, it did. And then and of course there was Advent Children.
Was it? Is that a movie?
It was.
Okay. It
was still technically part of the Final Fantasy VII canon, though. And then you have Crisis Core, which is the one that stars Zack. In which Cloud shows up at the end of the game. And you have Dirge of Cerberus, which is the one that stars Vincent from 7, which was the shooter.
You love Vincent, right?
That was a weird game.
I think the game would have been better if it was called Dirge of Barrett. Because I know people like Barrett more.
Well, it's also kind of funny because Vincent is the easiest character to miss entirely in 7. Like,
was he optional?
Yeah, he's one of 2 optional party members, and he's the harder optional character to actually get.
Was the other one
Yuffie?
Yuffie's optional? Oh,
yeah,
didn't know that.
Yeah.
My guess would have been Kate Sith, because it's so weird.
Wow. Nobody uses Kate Sith, but no, he.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I thought he was optional. Because no one talks to. I actually didn't know Kate Sith existed until Team 4-Star got to that point in the story.
Yeah, the weird thing about Kate Sith is that there's a story twist that explains why he's tagging along with you the whole time, and it basically doesn't make a single ounce of difference on the narrative. Once they reveal it, it's just like, okay, all right, fine, whatever, move on. It was just like, wait, what? That you would think, the twist being what it is, you would think that would be something a little bit more important and concerning than how they actually act.
What's the twist I killed your father, Cloud, and I am seeking repentance?
No, the twist is them, they reveal who's, actually controlling Kate Sith. Because he's not just a sentient cat riding a stuffed Moogle. That's not actually who Kate Sith is in the narrative of the game. He's being controlled by a different character. And they reveal who that character is, and then it's just the narrative just moves on.
Okay.
When it's supposed, it's a character that you should be really shocked is helping the party for some reason.
It was Sephiroth.
Yeah, but they're just like, let's just move on. Whatever.
No.
Doesn't matter.
We need more animals in this party.
It's weird. I don't know. And maybe that's partly down to just like the poor translation and stuff as well. But I don't...
was the official translation bad
for Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It like that's the. I mean, the official translation is the one that we had for the PS1 version, which is.
Like, I wouldn't know.
That's where we got like Eris instead of Aerith.
Okay, that's where all that stuff came from.
Yeah. So.
And yeah, all stuff. Huh. Never really thought about it.
Yeah, there's. I don't know. I think there is a. I think there was a lot of incidental, just like incidental story beats that got completely lost in translation for Final Fantasy VII.
That wouldn't be out of the ordinary.
No.
Like, yeah, a lot of yeah, I know of like particularly JRPG characters that get completely butchered in translations.
Yep.
I say the most the one I'm most familiar with is Fire Emblem Fates. How that had a god awful translation.
Did it though?
Yeah, and it absolutely did. You could see examples of like what it said in Japanese and what it says in English, and my god, I think it's mainly the I forgot what they're called, but social links, whatever Fire Emblem has. Yeah, they're terrible in Fates.